kids, welcome to Come Rant With Me, a.k.a. I'll tell you what I rant, what do I really rant, a.k.a. Rant Hill. Whatever. Yeah, like Grant Hill.
Oh, I thought like Ant Hill.
No, well, it could be that. I'm your host, Matt Gorman. This is my podcast, Come Rant With Me, and welcome to another little mini-episode. And I'm here with my friend, co-host, and producer, David Huey Hayman.
What's up, you sexy beasts?
And this is Come Rant With Me. This is a podcast where we talk shit about things that piss us off in the world. Little things, mundane things, just that little stuff that gets under your skin that you got to talk about. So that's what we do, because we like it. We've been on a bit of an extended hiatus because I haven't felt the need to rant in a while, and I needed a little bit of a break, but I'm back, baby. I got some rants in me. I'm feeling good. I got some guests coming up. It's going to be dope. Next week, we got a bit of a different kind of episode, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. But first, I just want to quickly talk about music players, okay? My first ever music player, MP3 player, was probably from maybe in 2005, somewhere in that range. It was a Sony. My mini disc player got stolen, and I had to switch over to an MP3 player. It was a little Sony bean glass thing, whatever. I loved it. There was no iPods or anything at that point. There was like that or like a, jukebox, whatever those things were called.
No, the content was embarrassing.
Oh, the content? Fish. No, not all fish, dude. I got a big range. But anyway, the point is, one of the things I loved about this music player is that you could select a year and you could shuffle all the songs from that year. So I would pick like 1994, for example. That was a good year for music, in my opinion. And I would just shuffle all the songs in my library that came out in 1994. Somehow, now it's 12 years later, or however many years later, we have these we all walk around with these mobile devices in our pockets that are more powerful than the computer that sent the first man to the moon. But somehow, we're not able to sort things by year.
I am.
Are you? On what app? Not on Google Music, not on iTunes.
On iTunes, using an app called Retune, I can access my iTunes library and I can sort it by any one of the fields that it's already there. So if I have a playlist and it has the dates, I can sort that playlist by dates.
Can you sort your entire music catalog by year and then just shuffle like every song from one year?
In theory. You don't want to do that with my catalog.
See, I don't know about that app, but why is that function not built into iTunes or Google Play? That makes no sense to me.
It's not fluid, I'll be honest. I mean, we're not paid by anybody, or I don't give a fuck. It's not a great app, and you have to have your iTunes on, and you have to redo a PIN number every time.
Why is that? Yeah. Why is it so complicated? When you put an album into your iTunes, whether you download it somewhere else, I'm an Apple guy, an Android guy, so I use Google, but whether I pull my music in and I download it elsewhere, or I buy it directly from Google Play, like all the fields are there, the artist, the genre, the year, all that stuff. But somehow I can sort my music by song, by album, by artist, and by genre, but I can't pick by year. What the fuck is up with that? All I want to do is pick 1997 and listen to all my music from 1997. What's so difficult about that?
What's so difficult?
I should have to install another fucking app that connects to my other app so that it can read the metadata. It's like the simplest fucking thing ever. It's 2017. It's the easiest, simplest fucking function that let me listen to my music. It's ridiculous.
I got to agree with you 100%.
I could go through and create a playlist of all the songs from 1994, but I would have to physically go through and like check all the albums from 94. Like, it's ridiculous.
Well, why on Spotify is it not important for them once you playlist the song for them to tell you what date it is? Right. They have so many great playlists and they're always touting new music. But then when they go in retro, they should be showing the dates, and it would be great look for the playlist.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
I personally don't use Spotify or any of those music services because I know you have a crazy catalog, but I have my catalog of music that I like to listen to, my 20,000 songs or whatever, and that's enough for me. And I prefer to listen to music that way than to listen to playlists. But I just think it's the simplest fucking function, and it just makes no sense to me that it's not an option, and it pisses the shit out of me because my fucking first ever MP3 player that costs like the equivalent of $100 now, that had maybe 1 gig of memory and could only hold a couple hundred songs, but somehow that had the ability to organize by year, but my fucking $1,000 phone I carry around in my pocket can't. It's absurd. It's ridiculous. It pisses me off to no end. And that's what I want to rant about. End rant. Anyway, I have to get that off my chest. I've been thinking about it for like a month. So yeah, next week we got a bit of a different episode. Normally we like to talk about the mundane things that piss people off in the world. Nothing too kind of heavy. But I personally, my cousin Erin and her husband Chris are strong cannabis activists who have been arrested multiple times for being activists and selling weed and smoking weed in public places, and they came out and we had a talk with them about cannabis and all the things related to the legalization and kind of where we are, where we've been, where we came from, where we are now, and where we're going. Huey and I are both very interested in this topic and engaged with it, and I was like, you know what? Let's fucking have them in here and have a chat. We had some fun. We had some laughs. We also had some serious talk about cannabis and the future of weed in Canada, and yeah, it was pretty fun. So definitely recommend you come check it out next week. That podcast, that interview will be up. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for listening to this short little mini episode, and we'll see you next week with Aaron and Chris. Peace.